All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews, off-season edition. Today, we're talking about new Miami Dolphins center Aaron Brewer and what he can bring to this Miami offense. We got a great set of cut-ups to you today to highlight exactly what Brewer will do to help Miami's offensive line. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us a comment with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's open up the running play. There is Brewer right there, of course, for the Tennessee Titans at the center position. So this is going to be a kind of wide zone kind of concept. This way, we're going to get the left tackle working up to the defensive end. We're going to get the tight end working up to the outside linebacker. We're going to get a pseudo double team here, but basically the left guard is going to try and give some help to that defensive tackle. We call him a 2-eye because he's lined up on the inside eye of the guard right there. He would be a 1 technique if he was lined up right there on the center, but he's a 2-eye. So we're going to get some help here. He's working a 44. Brewer has to reach and cut off that defensive tackle. That's a really tough block. And then we have backside cutoffs on the backside. Again, this is a wide zone concept, trying to work this way, then get up the field. As you can see, the big block right here is on Brewer. Can he get this job done? This is a huge play for Tennessee, and I think this is a sign of things to come for Miami. Let's check it out. All right, there's the snap. You can see right there the reach and double team help. You can see how fast Brewer gets outside the defensive lineman. He completely cuts him off. This defensive tackle tries to do a backdoor. He means he tries to go underneath the center right there. We see a lot of really athletic defensive linemen pull it off, but Brewer does a great job, stays with him. Look at this hole, folks. Now, look, the Titans, great running backs, no denying that. But if Devon Achane or Raheem Mostert sees this, that's a touchdown, guaranteed. I don't care who's on the secondary. That's a touchdown for the Miami Dolphins. And we're going to see a lot of this in this film cut up. Everyone else just gets hats on hats. Again, boom. Look at this hole, folks. And it all starts because of that reach block by Aaron Brewer. Again, look at this angle he has to take. A lot of teams don't like running this play because if you don't have an athletic center, he'll get beat across his face and blow this play up for a big-time loss. But Brewer's able to get him cut off, get him reached, and it's a huge run for Tennessee and a great sign for Miami. Aaron Brewer is going to be a huge center for this Dolphins offense.
Yeah, Nick, and I think this Aaron Brewer pickup is a great move for the Dolphins. I think Connor Williams was a great player as well, but I think he kind of has started to price himself out of Miami. And the other thing that concerns me is the amount of injuries that he had last year. Obviously, weeks 1 through 3, he played. Week 4, he was out. Week 5, he played. Week 6, 7, 8, he was out. Then, obviously, after week 14, the ACL tear, he was out for the last 5 games of the season as well. So as good of a player as he is, you don't want to play a guy who really seems that he can't stay healthy all of last season. A big mega $1 million deal. I think Aaron Brewer is a fantastic replacement, and I don't think you're going to lose very much, and potentially Aaron Brewer could become a star in this Miami offense.
All right, let's stick with the running game. This is a short yardage play. This is a 3rd and 1. The line to make right there is that line right there. And we're going to get double teams inside by everybody up front from the offensive line, working up to the backside linebacker with this double team, middle linebacker right there. Everyone else is just working down, trying to crash down inside, just trying to cut people off. It's going to be an inside run here, just trying to get the first down however you can. We showed Brewer's athleticism on the first rep. I want you guys to watch his bully ball technique right here, getting just straight vertical movement at the point of attack. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. Look at that movement. Oh, my goodness gracious. Again, this is short yardage. This guy's mortgage depends on not getting moved out of the hole. His livelihood, his kid's private school tuition is getting paid by not getting moved out of the hole on 3rd and short, and he gets just blasted. Look at that. He's 4 yards off the ball. Let's look at Brewer here. Look at this technique, right? Not only to get great movement, he keeps his shoulder pads square to the line of scrimmage. That way, if 48 flashes across his face right away, he's in perfect position to come off right there, come off that double team and deliver a blow. Look at this movement. Look at this surge. Right there. That's massive. And again, you can see the rest of the offensive line on the left side. They don't do a good job here. This double team isn't very good. You can see 77 fall flat on his knees. That's not a good position to be in. No one else does get a lot of great movement at the point of attack on the left. The running back has to bounce it and just basically fall forward to get the first down. But again, if you focus on this double team here, if you get movement at the point of attack, it gives the running back a chance. Because if this was just a mass of bodies like it is over here on the left, 32 would just run into nowhere, right? He'd be just totally screwed. Here, because there's such a big surge of movement, right, the rest of the Colts defense has to fill. 44 sees this. He has to get downhill. If there was just a mass of bodies, 44 could scrape, and in this case, make the tackle in the backfield where 32 is. Instead, because there's a lot of movement, 44 has to fill, allows 32 to at least pop and get the first down. It all starts with Aaron Brewer dominating at the point of attack. Great rep from the new Dolphin center. All right, next play here, it's going to be a speed sweep for the Tennessee Titans. We're going to get 85 right there. He's going to come in motion. He's going to get the football and try and attack the perimeter. The right tackle is going to cut this defensive end to try and get his hands down. The guard here is just going to base this two-eye technique here just to make sure there's no penetration. Everyone else is faking like it's run this way to get the defense to influence this direction. But the center, Brewer, right there, he's got a critical block. He's got to cut off number 44 because there's no one to account for 44 running across the formation here and making a play right at the line of scrimmage, right? There's going to be receivers coming in this way to handle number 45. He's going to be sealed off. But 44 can scrape and make this play. Brewer's got to cut him off. This shows how athletic Brewer is. Let's check it out. All right, there's the handoff right there. Look at this angle that Brewer takes. See how he goes off of this defensive tackle's heels? Some centers, some offensive linemen, they don't take a good path. They get vertical too early, and then they try to flatten. Listen, you're not going to win a foot race with a linebacker if you're a center. Watch how flat he goes. And first, look at this little freeze technique, too. Left foot freeze right there. Freezes that linebacker. I love that. That's a great play design, great execution. And then takes a flat angle. See how he's right off that defensive tackle's heels? That is a perfect path, right? That's a perfect angle. He gets on 44 and just obliterates him 15, 20 yards downfield. I mean, look at this. Look at where the middle linebacker is in relationship to the ball carrier. What is that? 10 yards vertically, 25 yards horizontally. I mean, he's nowhere close. This is a middle linebacker in the National Football League, and he's nowhere even close to the ball carrier. This is elite level stuff from Aaron Brewer. And this is what gives me a lot of hope for the Dolphins going forward. Connor Williams, really nice player, but he was not the athlete that Aaron Brewer is. And I think Brewer will add an extra dimension to this Dolphins offense.
Yeah, Nick. And I think one thing we can put in here is the play of Brewer was very good last season. And if you look at him per PFF, he was the number 11 best center in all of football last year. But they're signing him at a heck of a deal. He's in a deal that puts him right in the middle of that pack, that 16th, 17th high paid center right now. I think that's a really great deal for the Dolphins to get a really good talent. So not only is he good, but I think the Dolphins are signing him at a really good price. Just as Connor Williams would have been a little bit too expensive, I think this was a great move by the Dolphins.
All right, sticking with the running game here. Here is Brewer, of course, at the center position, just right there. This is a really interesting formation. Obviously, for the Tennessee Titans, they have three guys in the backfield in kind of a full house diamond kind of shape. But it's sort of a traditional run blocking scheme you see a lot in the NFL. It's kind of an old school scheme, too. You're going to get the left tackle working out. You're going to get the fullback 32 inserting for the safety. We're going to get a double team with a reach here working up to that linebacker. We're going to get 81 inserting for that linebacker, and then back blocks here on the backside. The whole point of this concept right here for the Tennessee Titans is to get blocks here, to get a seal here, and to get blocks here, and get a seal here, and then running back runs through for a touchdown. I want you guys to watch this, right? For a second there, it looks like Brewer doesn't get there, and Derrick Henry cuts it up inside. But folks, this is a touchdown waiting to happen for the Tennessee Titans on this play. They didn't make it, but I think with the Dolphins, this will be an example of a lot of big plays. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the double team right there. Not the best angle for Brewer. The defensive lineman does a pretty good job splitting that out the gate. You can see the left tackle working out. You can see 32 inserting. But watch as this slowly develops. I'm going to freeze it right there. He gets him reached right there. Derrick Henry decides to cut back because he doesn't trust it in this case. And like Derrick Henry, not going to bash him. He's obviously a great running back. He may end up in the Hall of Fame someday. But if you keep going and freeze it right there, right at this point, Derrick Henry's cut. But I want to see, look at this if he had followed this path. If A-Chain hits that, that's a touchdown, obviously. Raheem Mostert hits that, that's a touchdown, obviously. Heck, for a lot of running backs in the National Football League who aren't as fast as the Dolphins running backs, that's a touchdown, right? Back to the very beginning. Let's watch Aaron Brewer. Work, drive, great effort, and reaches him. Derrick Henry doesn't trust it. And I think that hurts him on this rep because if he trusts this, he is literally still running months later, right? There's nobody else out there. They got hats on hats. And this is where I think Brewer is going to be huge for Miami because every team schemes this up. They wind out this defensive tackle thinking, okay, he won't be able to get reached. The running back will have to cut it up inside and our help will make the play, which it happens for the Colts here. Derrick Henry has to cut up inside. It's still a 4 or 5 yard run, but not a huge play. But Aaron Brewer actually reaches him. He actually cuts him off, takes the ball, but right there, that's all you need with the guys as fast as A-Chain, with guys like the Dolphins have. Folks, this is a touchdown for Miami in 2024 and beyond, right? The Dolphins running game was special last season. It's going to get even better next year because of Aaron Brewer.
And Nick, one thing that can really kill the momentum of good teams is penalties. And that's something the Dolphins are familiar with a guy like Connor Williams last season. Williams, who really only played about 10 games last year, had 7 penalties. He had almost 1 penalty every single game. Brewer on the other hand, he played all 18 games, only had 5 penalties between all 18 games. Very consistent player, not going to kill you with the penalties. I know Williams, he's a great player, but just you got to look at the little things that these new additions add to the team, and playing good, clean football, not getting, the drive killing penalties is something that seems to be a very positive thing for Aaron Brewer.
All right, it's later in the game now, and the Colts are getting tired. They're scared to death of Aaron Brewer reaching their guys right here. So they widen out their defensive tackles. They adjust their defensive scheme. They now have him in a 3 technique. They have the backside now in a 2-eye technique right there. So this kind of eliminates the ability, obviously, for Brewer to get all the way out here to reach him. So this is a scheme adjustment. So what happens instead is you get the tight end working out this way. Tackle works up. The guard now has to reach him right here, and then Brewer has to work up to number 44. They like this angle better, the Colts do. And of course, on the backside, everyone's working backside cutoffs here. But it's the same kind of path, outside zone concept for the running game. This is a play, obviously, the Dolphins run a good bit. I want everyone to focus on Aaron Brewer right here. He's done a great job in reach blocks. He's done a great job in terms of showing his athleticism. This is an example of not just his athleticism, but his ability to make a physical impact. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the reach block there from the left guard. You can see the tight end left tackle working up to their men right there. You can see Brewer taking another great angle. Look at that, right off his heels, working up to the linebacker. And watch what he does to 44. 44, meet turf, thunk. Nice play. Now, look, I don't want to insult Derrick Henry here. He's a great player. But right there, if this is A-Chain, if this is the Dolphins running backs, they're gone by the time 44 gets up. Now, it's still a really nice play. It's still like, 9, 10, 11, 12-yard run. Good play, first down. But this is what I'm talking about. This is why Aaron Brewer is such a good fit for Miami. Because right here, you're done against the Dolphins' speed. You don't stand a chance. He's gone. Whoever's running the football for Miami, they're all so fast and explosive. It's a touchdown. Derrick Henry's lost a little step as he gets older. That just happens. Nothing against him. Still a really nice run. But I tell you what, right there, you get a defender, 4 points on the ground like that, like Brewer did, linebacker at the point of attack. Dolphins running backs are scoring. And this is what we're seeing all day from Aaron Brewer's film. This is why I love this signing from the Miami Dolphins. He's literally the perfect fit for what Miami is looking for in terms of giving their running backs everything they need to score big-time touchdowns. All right, here we go. Last play. I love ending on some bully ball, looking at offensive linemen's films. And of course, there is Brewer once again at the center position. We're going to get double teams at the point of attack right here, working up to the backside linebacker, right tackle working out. Double teams between the left tackle and left guard, working up to the middle linebacker, and everyone else is working cutoffs right here. It's again another short yardage situation here. So again, it's all about movement at the point of attack. You want to get movement here vertically and horizontally, if you can, kind of diagonal movement, just to displace the defense. These two guys double teaming up to 44 right there. Give Derrick Henry, the running back, every opportunity to get this first down. I want everyone to focus on Brewer. This is just nice, physical, ugly football. I love watching it. It shows some nastiness. Let's check it out. All right, you can see the double teams right there. You can see the tackle working out. You can see the backside cutoffs. Again, great movement again by Brewer at the point of attack. Driving his guy, 2 yards off the ball, right off the rip. 60 comes off. He sees the linebacker flash. Derrick Henry cuts back a little bit. He thinks he sees an opportunity there. But I want everyone to just focus on Brewer this entire play, right? He gets on him, bullies him up, drives him back, keeps working, tosses him around. Thunk. Oh, that's awesome. Because here's the beautiful part here for people who've never played offensive line. You see this all the time from defensive linemen who've just gotten humiliated, embarrassed. They sit there and complain like, oh, I'll hip toss you. Yeah, see, I did a good job. Nope, dude. You got bullied off the football. You got embarrassed. Your coaches are going to laugh at you day after watching film. I mean, that's humiliating. This is point of attack, short yardage football, and you're blown off the football 3 yards, and that's what Brewer does. I love this kind of stuff. This is how you know a guy's a complete player. We've seen throughout this entire film sequence, he's a great athlete. He can get people on the ground. He can reach defensive tackles, which will open up big-time runs for Miami going forward. But he's also a little bit of a bully too. And you got to love that from an offensive lineman. This may be one of the more underrated pickups by any team this offseason, Aaron Brewer to Miami.
Yeah, Nick, and we've seen what the Dolphins have done in free agency so far. They've really upgraded their secondary. It's looking really great. The defense is looking good. I think Aaron Brewer is the start of having a very good offensive line in Miami. Obviously, Terron Armstead is your anchor. He's your soul of your offensive line. Brewer in the middle, I think, is a great upgrade. I think if you get one more guard in here to kind of beef things up, the Miami Dolphins are looking really good. And you aren't going to be able to do that unless you get a guy like Aaron Brewer on the contract that the Dolphins were able to get him on.